Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Cat Sports. It's our weekly Red Wings breakdown. Honestly, a really, really good week for the Red Wings from what we expected. Got 5 out of 6 possible points. I thought they would only get 2. They ended up first game of the week, right? Came back off of that long break against the Oilers. Somehow got them to overtime. They ended up losing, but they got a point.
Maybe it's that old reverse psychology. Just don't believe in them, and then they'll actually perform well. They had an amazing week. They got 5 out of 6 points. Only disappointment really was losing Patrick Kane last night. Don't know the severity yet, but
Doesn't look like a hip injury.
they played well without him.
But
And they didn't, they played well before him too, before we got him. So I don't expect us to just fall off the cliff because Patrick Kane isn't with us. It's just he was playing so well.
yeah,
And we were starting to win with him. And hope he comes back soon.
Yeah, that first game of the week against the Oilers, of course, they were outshot like usual, 47-17. But they kept to the game. Alex Lyon has played amazing through his time with us. We won more faceoffs than them. We were about even with the hits. We didn't get any shorthanded goals, didn't get any power play goals. There wasn't really any power play opportunities. There was no penalties that game, which is actually a weird thing to happen.
It was odd in the sense, too, that despite the fact that the shot disparity was so great, it didn't feel like Edmonton totally outplayed us. Maybe because of Lyon, I don't know. But I didn't think the shots they were taking weren't very super dangerous, I guess, or something like that. Great scoring chances. So the defense wasn't playing as bad as the shot total made it look.
No.
But, I mean, certainly, Connor McDavid got his chance and he capitalized, as he always does, it seems like. They got some great talent. That guy I wanted earlier in the season for a goalie, Zach Hyman. Man, I would love to have him on our team.
Yeah. But
I all in all, through that game, I was just praying, get a point. I didn't even care about overtime. Once they got to overtime, I figured that with Edmonton's firepower, it was
I was pretty upset in overtime with how it ended up getting the goal, but we got the point. I couldn't be more happier about how the week went. When you come to the next game against LA, you played great again. 36 shots on goal, so you cut it down by 10. You had 30 on there. You out hit them. You won a bunch of faceoffs. The only downside is your penalty kill gave up 3 power play goals.
Yep.
That was the only goals that LA got. You won 5-3. You ended up getting 2 more points that were very much needed in this playoff race continuing on through the year. Because if you want to stay in the playoff hunt, you got to keep on winning. And they are doing that. They're getting hot at the right moment for when you're doing, because they have had a good month so far. And that's what you needed.
And LA is another team every bit as good as Edmonton. They rely more on a balanced approach than Edmonton. They don't have a Connor McDavid type. They certainly have some very good players, a lot of very good players, but no one dominant player or something. Kopitar, maybe, he's not as good as he once was, but he's still very effective.
Yeah.
And they got Byfield. He's really good. So, I mean, it was a great win to be able to. And Patrick Kane's goal in that game, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so fun to watch. He does it like so lazily. It's like effortlessly. It's like Pavel Datsuk's back. That's what reminded me of. His hands remind me of Pavel Datsuk. Just a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, I hope he comes back soon.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be out for long. At least it didn't seem like it was anything major. I think it was precautionary.
No, he walked off pretty good. But they're going to be careful with him.
Yes, they are going to be careful. Coming into the last game where he did get hurt, right? We did beat Toronto in Toronto 4-2. Again, getting outshot, but 30 shots this time. James Reimer beating his old team. It was a battle of the goalies that needed to prove themselves. Samsonov was struggling. He got called back up. Reimer hit a rough patch after that good hot start that he had. And now, right, you go through this week. You end up beating Toronto. You had a good game overall throughout the whole thing. And I didn't get to watch much of it because I was at the Lions game. But it was a good game overall.
It was a great highlights. It was a great game. Very up-tempo. Reimer, proud of him. He needed that confidence. come back. We need a backup goaltender. I haven't seen Husso in quite a while, so I don't even know what's going on with him.
He is injured.
Well, he can stay in for now. But I mean, really, it's nice to have him. He had a great performance. And the wing, Andrew Kopp, I'm happy for him at the end because he's been getting a lot of negative press lately. Whether it's deserved or not, I don't know. He's been solid. I mean, solid defensively. And the pucks haven't been going in for him like he once were. And maybe he isn't the second line centerman that we thought we got when we picked him up. But you know what? Play hard. I don't care. I just be out there and do your job. And Andrew Cobb came out there. He's been playing hard and got rewarded. Got that final goal that put us in the lead to win. And I mean, it was a great game. Very, very fun to watch.
Fantastic game. And with how this week has ended, going into next week, you are sitting at the top wild card spot at 49 points, 1 point out of third, and a total of 7 points out of second place in the division. Right now, our division is Boston at 59, Florida at 56, Toronto at 50, and then us sitting at 49 and Tampa at 49. So we are in that logjam because even the wild card race, you're leading the wild card, but you got the Islanders at 48, the Devils at 47, Pittsburgh at 46, Washington at 46, and I'll even throw in the Canadiens sitting back there at 41 and Buffalo at 40 if something were to happen with those two teams. You are leading the pack, but there's a lot of teams fighting behind you. And it keeps it interesting. This is why hockey is so much fun to watch because every single game is interesting.
Right. Means nothing on January 15th. You got to keep going. And it's not going to end until the end of the season unless you collapse because these guys are collapsing behind you. So you got to play your butt off every night. And that's what we've been saying for a while, that's what the Wings got to learn to do. Because when they play their butts off, they can play with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm kind of curious what you think as far as it seems that they've kind of taken an approach to taking less shots on goal, but concentrating more on defense and trying to, they've been winning games a little bit more. 3-2, they won another game with scoring 3 goals. Basically, well, they won 4-2 with the empty net goal. But they seem to be...
They're still giving up a ton of shots.
Right.
Regardless of if they're trying to play defense. Now less goals are going in, so maybe they're playing better defense overall and kind of giving the shots that are easier for the goalie to save. Because there has yet to be a team so far this month to score more than 4 goals on you, which is good because you're averaging still that 4 goals a game throughout the month, which is what you've been. And that's one thing I will say, because I was mentioning this when I was watching the Oilers game. Yes, your defense sucks, but you have a top 3 scoring defense in the league. Yes, your defense doesn't play defense, but they have offense.
Do you think they're re-emphasizing the defensive part of that, and that maybe that's why we haven't been putting a lot of shots on that? It seems like we've been averaging around 25 shots a goal for the game.
I mean, between 25 and 30. And like I said,
which is low.
Which I don't know how well that's going to work when it comes to teams you're going to play this week. You play 3 games this week, and 2 of them are very, very important. They're in the division. You start Wednesday against the Panthers. They're 27-13-2 right now. Again, very second place. You are going to be in Florida, I believe, from what I remember. Yeah, you're going to be in Florida, so it's an away game. Now, there isn't really home ice advantage in hockey. You can win anywhere. That's the one thing about hockey. It doesn't always matter. But Florida's been a great team. They're averaging 3 goals per game, 2.5 goals against, 34 shots per game, so expect over 40 again, like the good teams have been putting on us. And they're only averaging 27 shots against a game. So they are a very good defensive team. They do have a handful of penalty minutes, 500 penalty minutes so far. And they have a power play percentage of 22 and a penalty kill of 84. So they're a good team. And it's not going to be easy, but if you can continue the streaks you're on, we'll be happy.
Well, it's one of those games where if you come out with a point, you're happy. Florida really right now is up there with Boston. They're the cream of the crop. So we'll see. But we've done well against Boston. So
Yep. And then later on in the week, you're gonna play Friday against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Again, another really, really good team. Sebastian Aho
Carolina
playing.
Hurricanes or
Yes.
or the Florida.
Carol-
Panthers. Carolina Panthers.
Oh, Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. Okay.
Playing the Carolina Hurricanes.
I was worried.
Sebastian Aho, he's played well this year. He's leading them in all offensive stats in goals, points, and assists. So if you can keep him under check, you might be good. For the most part, again, Carolina, good team. 3.4 goals per game, 3 goals against, about 33 shots per game. They have a 28% penalty kill. Not 28% penalty kill, 28% power play, and an 83% penalty kill. So they're a good all-around team too.
Yep.
And again, if you can come out with a point, again, we would be happy.
Well, we've said this month we just want to be, come out of this still in the race because we're playing. Everybody we play this month up until Ottawa is stellar, is really good. So we'll see. Like I said, I didn't think we'd do much this week, so keep it up.
And then the last game of the week, again, another very important game at home on Sunday at 5 o'clock against the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2 hours after the Lions start. So downtown is going to be busy.
Rocking.
On Sunday between the Red Wings and the Lions. Again, another big game. They are just as good as you have been this year. They are averaging 3.3 goals per game at this point, and then 3.39 goals against average. So about even, getting about 30 shots per game and 30 shots per against. They're pretty on par to how you are. You have almost 30% power play and 80% penalty kill. So they're a good team too. It's going to be a difficult week overall.
Isn't it funny that we're saying right now that Tampa Bay is probably the weakest team we're playing this week? That's good.
About a couple of years ago, that would not be what you're saying.
The case, but now we're saying, yeah, Tampa Bay's the one win we're looking for. We need to win that.
I think that's the easiest one you got this week. But again, you're facing teams all around the same record as you. It's not easy to probably even get 2 wins this week. I'm like looking at the same prediction I had last week, where I'm predicting maybe 1 win this week. Hopefully get 2 points, maybe 3 out of the week.
Yeah, we're hoping for another 3 out of 6. And we got 5 out of 6 last week when we thought same thing. We were lucky to get that. But they played their butts off. And you got 2 days rest, which is great, before we play Florida. Hopefully Patrick Kane's injury isn't too severe. I might keep him out of the Florida game just to give him an extra few days.
It's saying day-to-day on ESPN, but I never trust ESPN for hockey news because they suck with hockey.
They don't care about it.
So I don't always trust ESPN.
TSN?
But I would expect them maybe to be good if it is a day-to-day injury. Going into the last stretch of the month where there isn't a lot going on, you're still facing good teams, but you are on the right path. What you're doing. You're about to go on be at home for the last couple weeks of January. After you get back from this road trip, you have 5 straight games at home, it looks like, going into February, where you actually have 6 straight games at home going into February. So you got a nice homestead heading after this road adventure for the Red Wings. Hopefully they do make it out with at least 3 points. Keep that playoff push going. You're facing 2 teams that are around you. So hopefully we can make it out.
Great.
But with all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.